Welcome, and thank you so much for joining me today. I want to begin with a simple question. Have you noticed that your energy just isn't what it used to be? Maybe you wake up in the morning feeling groggy, even after a full night's sleep. Maybe it takes a cup of coffee or two just to get moving. And by early afternoon, you're already eyeing the couch, thinking, I could really use a nap. Does that sound familiar? Maybe you've noticed other little things too, like climbing the stairs feeling more like a chore, or grocery shopping taking more out of you than it should. Or maybe you've found yourself turning down social invitations, not because you don't want to go, but because you just don't have the energy. Even simple pleasures, like going for a walk, tidying up the kitchen, chatting on the phone with a friend, or tending to your garden, start to feel a bit more tiring than they used to. If any of this resonates with you, please know this: you are not alone. In fact, millions of people over 60 feel exactly the same way. Day after day, they find themselves wondering where their spark went, wondering why everything suddenly feels harder, wondering if this is just what aging is supposed to feel like. Now here's the part I want you to really hear. You don't have to accept constant tiredness as your new normal. Yes, aging brings changes. That's a natural part of life. But feeling drained, sluggish, or low on motivation all the time? That's not just aging. There's a specific reason this happens, one that science is finally starting to understand more clearly. And best of all, once you understand the cause, there are real, practical, natural steps you can take to bring your energy back. Steps that can help you feel stronger, sharper, and more alive than you have in years. Today, we're going to talk about exactly that. We're going to explore why so many older adults find themselves running on empty, why it's not just in your head, why it's not your fault, and most importantly, what you can do about it. You see, I believe something very deeply. Life after 60 should still be vibrant. It should still be joyful. It should still be full of purpose, movement, and connection. Whether you're 60, 70, 80, or even 90, there is still energy within you. Sometimes, it just needs a little help to rise back to the surface. So, get comfortable. Pour yourself a cup of tea or coffee, find a cozy chair, and let's talk. Let's talk about your energy, where it went, what might be slowing it down, and how you can gently, naturally begin to bring it back. Because, trust me, it's not too late. In fact, this might just be the beginning of a whole new chapter. 1. Understanding the real cause. So let's get straight to it, because the sooner we understand the real reason behind low energy, the sooner we can start turning it around. Here's the truth. The number one reason many older adults struggle with low energy isn't laziness. It's not a lack of motivation. And it's definitely not just getting old. You see, somewhere along the way, many of us were led to believe that aging automatically means feeling tired all the time, that after a certain age it's normal to slow down, to nap more, to lose that zest for everyday living. But let me be clear. Tiredness is not a natural requirement of aging. It's a symptom, a signal. Your body is trying to tell you something. And what it's saying is this: my energy system isn't working the way it used to. In most cases, the real issue boils down to something called mitochondrial decline. Now, that might sound like a mouthful, but I promise, you don't need a science degree to understand it. Let's keep it simple. Every single one of us, young or old, is made up of cells. Inside each of those cells are tiny little structures called mitochondria. Think of mitochondria like the battery packs or engines of your cells. They take the food you eat and the oxygen you breathe and convert them into energy. Pure, usable energy. That energy is what allows your muscles to move, your heart to beat, your brain to think, even your immune system to function. In a way, mitochondria are the unsung heroes of your body. They're behind-the-scenes workers that keep everything running smoothly. Now here's the catch. When you were younger, your mitochondria were operating at full throttle. They were strong, efficient, clean-burning. Like brand-new car engines, they revved up and got the job done without much fuss. But as we age, Mitochondria naturally begin to slow down. They don't process nutrients as well. They produce less energy, and worse, they become vulnerable to damage from things like chronic stress, poor sleep, unhealthy eating, and environmental toxins. Over time, it's like running your life on a phone battery that won't hold a charge. You might start the day at 80% instead of 100%. By lunchtime, you're already at 40%. By early evening, you're completely drained. And it's not just your body that feels it. It's your brain, too. Mitochondria also fuel your mind, helping you think clearly, stay focused, and feel emotionally balanced. So when they start to falter, you might notice mental fog or forgetfulness, low motivation, mood dips or irritability, and just a general sense that you're not yourself anymore. But here's the most important thing I want you to remember from this section. It's not your fault. You're not imagining things. You're not lazy. And you're definitely not broken. You're just running on a system that needs some support. 2. How it affects everyday life. Now, let's take this a step further. You might be asking yourself, if this is such a big deal, why hasn't my doctor brought it up? And that's a fair question. The truth is, mitochondrial decline doesn't often show up on standard tests. You can go to your doctor, have your blood pressure checked, get your blood drawn, maybe even have an EKG, and still be told everything looks normal. But you know better. You can feel that something's off. Let me describe a few everyday scenarios and see if any of them sound familiar. You wake up after what seems like a full night's sleep, but you still feel tired. You pour a cup of coffee, hoping it'll get you going. Maybe it helps, for a while. But by late morning or early afternoon, your body's already begging for a rest. You used to love gardening, or playing with the grandkids, or going out to the store, but now it all feels like too much work. You have to mentally prepare just to do a load of laundry, or psych yourself up just to take a walk around the block. Not because you don't care, but because your energy is missing. Even conversations can feel exhausting. You might find yourself zoning out, losing track of what someone said, or just not having the patience you used to. And then there's the emotional toll. Because when energy drops, so does mood. Your world starts to shrink. You go out less. You do less. You enjoy less. And maybe, without even realizing it, you begin to withdraw. Not because you want to, but because it's just too hard. And sadly, many people blame themselves. They think, maybe I'm depressed, or maybe I'm just old now and this is what life is going to feel like. But again, and I can't say this enough, this is not the natural destiny of aging. This is mitochondrial decline doing its work quietly, silently, without warning, but very much affecting how you feel every single day. And unless we support those mitochondria, the tiredness doesn't just stay, it tends to get worse over time. 3. The power of mitochondria. Now here's where the story takes a hopeful turn. Because while mitochondria do decline with age, and while that decline can affect energy, mood, memory, and more, it is not a one-way street. Yes, you heard that right. Your mitochondria may be sluggish, but they are still there. And here's the exciting part. Modern science now tells us that we can repair, restore, and even regrow mitochondria, no matter how old we are. That's right, even in your 60s, your 70s, your 80s and beyond, your body is still capable of building new, stronger, more efficient mitochondria. That means more energy, more focus, more strength, more clarity, more life. And no, it doesn't require expensive treatments or complicated protocols. You don't need to take risky medications. You don't need to spend hours in the gym. You just need to give your body the right signals, the right environment, and it will do what it was designed to do. Your body is not trying to work against you. It's waiting for your help. So how do you help it? How do you give your mitochondria what they need to wake up, recharge, and get back to doing their job? It comes down to 5 simple areas, daily habits, really, that have a profound impact on how your mitochondria perform. Movement, nutrition, sleep, key nutrients, and reducing stress. In the next part of our journey, we're going to break each of these down, one by one. In plain language, with real doable steps that you can begin as early as today, because you deserve to feel energized. You deserve to feel like yourself again. And your body, yes, even now, is ready to help you get there. So let's dive into what you can start doing right now to bring your energy back to life. 4. The natural way to recharge your energy. All right, so now that we understand what's really going on inside the body when energy is low, it's time to talk about what you can do about it. The good news: you don't need extreme diets, complicated routines, or expensive supplements to help your mitochondria. You just need the right daily habits. Gentle, consistent changes that support your body instead of working against it. Let's take a look at 5 key steps that are simple, science-backed, and powerful. 1. Gentle movement. Recharge through motion. I know what you might be thinking. Exercise. I'm already tired. How is moving more supposed to help? But here's the thing. You don't need to run a marathon or lift heavy weights. Even light, consistent movement tells your body, "Wake up, we need energy, let's go." When you move your body, even just a little, it signals your cells to build new mitochondria. More mitochondria. More energy. This could be a 10-minute walk around the block, stretching while listening to music, light gardening or housework, simple chair exercises, gentle yoga or tai chi. The key is consistency. A little bit every day is far better than a lot once in a while. And here's something else to remember. Movement doesn't just help your muscles, it helps your mind. People who move more often report better focus, mood, and even sleep. So don't worry about doing it perfectly. Just move, breathe, stretch, stroll, swing your arms, wake up your system. You'll be amazed at how that one step alone can begin to lift your energy. 2. Eat to feed your mitochondria. Next up, nutrition. What you eat doesn't just fill your stomach, it fuels your cells. And the kind of fuel you give your body directly affects how well your mitochondria perform. Some foods slow them down, others give them a real boost. So what should you eat more of? Leafy greens like spinach and kale, colorful vegetables, carrots, beets, red peppers, broccoli. Berries, blueberries, raspberries, blackberries, in moderation. Healthy fats like olive oil, avocados, nuts, and seeds. High-quality protein, eggs, fish, beans, and lean meats, and plenty of water. And what to reduce? Processed sugars, fried foods, soda and too much caffeine, packaged snacks high in additives. Now, this isn't about being perfect. You can still enjoy your favorite treats, just try to crowd them out with more of the good stuff. And don't skip meals. Your body needs steady fuel, especially in the morning, to give your mitochondria what they need to do their job. Think of every bite as a message to your body. Here's the energy you've been waiting for. 3. Sleep. The silent repair tool. We often think of sleep as downtime, but inside your body, sleep is one of the most powerful tools for healing and for restoring mitochondrial health. During deep sleep, your body goes to work, cleaning up cellular waste, repairing damaged mitochondria, reducing inflammation, recharging your brain and nervous system. That's why one night of poor sleep can leave you feeling like you're dragging a heavy backpack the next day. So what can you do to improve your sleep? Stick to a regular bedtime, even on weekends. Avoid screens an hour before bed. Keep your room dark and cool. Wind down with calming activities, like reading, soft music, or a warm bath. Limit caffeine in the afternoon and evening. And if you find yourself waking often during the night, don't panic. Many older adults sleep in shorter cycles. Just focus on creating a calming routine and getting as much rest as your body needs. Quality matters more than quantity. 4. Key nutrients, mitochondrial boosters. Now let's talk about specific nutrients your mitochondria love. While food is the foundation, some people, especially over 60, may benefit from a few added supports. These include CoQ10, a natural enzyme that helps mitochondria produce energy. Magnesium, essential for over 300 processes in the body, including cellular energy. B vitamins, especially B12, which supports nerve health and mental clarity. Omega-3s help reduce inflammation and support brain and heart health. L-carnitine helps transport fat into mitochondria so it can be turned into energy. Before adding any supplements, check with your doctor or pharmacist, especially if you take medications. But for many older adults, these nutrients make a real difference in how energetic they feel. Sometimes your body just needs a little extra help. 5. Reduce daily stress. Protect your power. Finally, we need to talk about stress. Chronic stress doesn't just affect your mood, it damages mitochondria. Stress hormones like cortisol can interrupt energy production, inflame your body, and slow down cellular repair. In other words, long-term stress drains your battery. So, how do we lower it? You don't need to meditate for hours. Start small. Practice deep breathing for 2 to 3 minutes. Sit quietly in nature. Journal your thoughts or worries. Say no to things that overwhelm you. Laugh, sing, pray, listen to music. Whatever brings you peace. Your mitochondria respond to how you feel. The calmer you are, the stronger they become. So take stress seriously. Not because life should be perfect, but because your energy depends on how you carry what life brings. Bringing it all together. So there you have it. 5 simple, natural ways to recharge your energy by supporting your mitochondria. Move your body, gently and consistently. Eat real, colorful, nourishing foods. Prioritize quality sleep. Consider key nutrients with your doctor's guidance. Reduce stress and protect your peace. You don't have to change everything at once. Just begin. Pick one small step today. Maybe it's going for a short walk. Maybe it's swapping soda for water. Maybe it's turning off the TV 30 minutes earlier tonight. Every choice you make sends a message to your body. I want to feel better. I want to live with more energy, more clarity, more joy. And your body, remarkable as it is, will respond, even now, especially now. So let's take a moment to reflect. If you've been feeling tired, sluggish, or just not yourself lately, know this: you are not broken, you're not lazy, you're not too old, and you certainly haven't run out of energy. What you're feeling is real, but it's also changeable. Your body is still capable of healing, adapting, and thriving at 60, 70, 80, and beyond. All it takes is a little knowledge, a little consistency, and a lot of self-kindness. You've now learned that one of the biggest reasons seniors struggle with energy is mitochondrial decline, those tiny engines inside your cells that naturally slow down with age. But you've also learned that there's a way forward. Move your body every day, even gently. Feed your cells with real, colorful foods. Prioritize quality sleep. Support your body with the right nutrients. And create calm in your daily life to protect your internal power. These are simple steps, but they are powerful and they can change your life. You may not see the results overnight. That's okay. Healing happens in small ways. In the quiet moments, the better choices, the steady improvements. One day, you'll notice it's a little easier to get out of bed. You'll go for that walk without thinking twice. You'll make it through the afternoon without needing a nap. You'll feel clear, focused, even joyful for no reason at all, and you'll realize you didn't get old. You got wiser, stronger, more in tune with what your body truly needs. So here's my invitation to you. Start today. Pick one habit, one change, one promise to yourself. Write it down, commit to it, and stick with it. And if you ever feel discouraged, remember this: you are not alone. You are not past your prime. You are just getting started. Thank you for spending this time with me today. I hope you walk away feeling not only informed, but empowered, because you have everything it takes to feel energized, alive, and well again. Until next time, take care of yourself. You deserve to feel good.